Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Match preview time, I should say. Match preview time. Games come thick and fast. Almost said match reaction, but yes, match preview time. Big game Friday night. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds United, Yorkshire derby. Two teams in good form. Obviously at the opposite ends of the table, but listen, both fighting for something very important. One for survival, one to get out of this division in the good way. Before we get into it, you know the drill, people. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your comments below. Thank you to Russ, who just today give a super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, Russ. Thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes. Much appreciated. Yeah, good birthday. You know, it's just another day, isn't it, when you get to a certain age? But you know what, one of those. But no, it was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I'm still suffering with a bit of a sore throat, but look, man, we get through it. We get through these things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll get through this. We'll get through the preview. I've already put the match reaction link in the description for tomorrow's game. So if you want to join me tomorrow, click the reminder, press the like on it as well, and you can join me. We could talk about the game tomorrow night. These games are coming thick and fast. And Daniel Farker did allude to that as well, about it not just being about physical tiredness, it's about mental. And I can understand that. It's just an intense position in the season right now where every point matters. And I got to say, Southampton's game getting cancelled, we've already seen it already this season. I've always said it's points over games in hand every single time. There's no scenario where I want games in hand over points. And we've already done this where they've been behind in games played and people worrying, oh, they're going to win this game, they're going to win that game. Well, in the end, when all the games were even, we ended up second. So you got to think at this point, Southampton, through no fault of their own, having the game cancelled, it's like, oh man, now we've got to get another game behind both Ipswich and Leeds. You got to think that there's something mental there. Well, hopefully. Deshaun saying I'm more of a birthday week guy. Yeah, I'm not. Look, for me, it's just another day, man. It's just another day. Let's get through it. You know, we live another year. You know what I'm saying? Every year is a blessing, kind of thing. So yeah, but I hear you, man. If you can live it up for a week, do so, man. And I'm sure you're flying international, aren't you, Deshaun? You know, if that was the case, maybe I'll be in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Um, Matt here saying, now then, KJ, I hope you're well. I really like Joseph. I'm not a big fan of Bamford at all, but I think it's too soon for starting Joseph. I think he's a better impact sub when players are like you. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, Matt. And I hope you're not just like a Bamford FC guy. I can't stand that group of fans. It's just weird to me. But we're going to speak about that, man. We'll speak about that in a bit. And Sean here saying, we'd love to see Joseph rip it up tomorrow. Okay, let's get into it then, people. Let's get into it. Just a bit of news on Strout, because he did come up in the match reaction. Where is Pascal? Well, you know, he was asked about that. Still looking like Pascal will return at the end of training of the forthcoming international break. And there's a bit of confusion. We do have a game next week. The international break doesn't come until the end of the next game. So we got Sheffield Wednesday Friday, and then we've got a game on Sunday. So, and then after that, it's the international break. But it's just that it just seems that we've had games like every 2-3 days, that it probably feels like it's an international break next week. But yeah, we do have another game next week as well. But yeah, Strauch is looking good for a return. But you know, we've kind of heard this before. I think in the case of Pascal, with the injury that he's had, it's a case of wait and see. But it would be good to get Pascal back in, just to give us a bit more options, bit more depth, maybe move some players back into their original positions, and rotate the squad a little bit more with a bit more quality options. Let's have a look. Yeah, Damar, I think some fans are more Bamford fans than they are Leeds fans. Annoys me to the max. Yeah, I mean, I've been through this already. There's a lot of fans that are basically trying to still live in the Bielsa period. So anything that Bielsa had, I mean, we could have signed a real bum in that area. We could have kept Tyler Roberts to now, and there would still be people that saying, you know what, Tyler Roberts, he can still do something just because he reminds me of the Bielsa era. But I'm a Leeds United fan, and whatever best for the team, you know, I'll even give you a scenario where both Bamford and Joseph can play in the starting 11, you know, today. But it's this thing where any holdover of the Bielsa era, people just want to hold on to. Because really and truly, if you do think that Bamford is the best striker that's about and is the only one that could fit this team, then we got nothing to talk about football-wise. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, that's always been the way, Martin. Many of the fans have a hissy fit if you dare to analyze and critique their pet player. It's always the same. I mean, I even give him credit. But when you give people credit, they can't hear it through you not giving it full praise. It's that's the way of the world now. With not just with football, with everything, isn't it? If you say that if someone gives you a choice out of black and orange, and you say orange, you don't say black, that means you just hate the color black or something like that. And it's insane the way the world is right now. But I just say what I need to say, put my opinion out there, and people can debate as they wish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Damar, when you disagree, you get killed for having an opinion. And this is one reason why I have my channel, because I don't watch other lead stuff, because nothing could hurts my head more than watching some more about this football club at this point in time. But when I first started, all the channels were basically just repeating each other because they were scared to go outside the lines. They were scared to, just saying Manchester United instead of saying scum. You know what I mean? Just childish things like that. So I've brought it back to a point where I'm a Leeds United fan, but I know what it takes to be, to get to the next level in football. And it isn't just what's in house. You have to look around other things. And I just didn't feel other people doing that. And listen, that's why the channel isn't as big as it is. If I was a passionate merchant, maybe it'd be bigger, as well as other things. But it is what it is. I will stand by my opinions. And listen, more times than right over the years, and people that have been here long term, I've seen I've been correct. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Oh man, but listen, it is what it is. It is what it is, people. But listen, Pascal coming back, that would be a good boost to the team, regardless of anything else. Now we'll speak about Mateo Joseph. First of all, though, I just want to say Archie Gray, who recently got the fans PFA Championship Player of the Month, he definitely needs to come back in. But this is where I'm going with it. I want Archie to come back in, but I want him in midfield. Let's keep Connor Roberts at right back. He's fresh, man. He's ready to play. He's hungry to play football. Keep Connor Roberts in at right back. Put Archie Gray in midfield. And my suggestion for this game would be to move Kamara to the bench. Now, this is an indictment, and this isn't where because this is what happens as well. Kamara's had he didn't. I thought in the first half he started off well. He was getting into tackles, but he did slow down for the rest of the game. But I don't want it to then sound like I'm ungrateful for what Kamara's done so far. I just think that he needs a rest. And I just feel with the way that we've been playing over the last couple of games, Archie Gray midfield is the catalyst we need in there. So I would 100% put Archie Gray back in. I think you'd put him back in anyway, but I don't think it should be at the expense of Connor Roberts. Let's keep him in. Let's get Archie Gray in the midfield. What say you? Huh? Ryan here saying, afternoon, KG, the man, myth, the legend. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ryan. You too, man. You too. Damar saying, no, Pascal can never go to left back. Never again. I don't know, man. I think I think that you can have him there in this division, Damar. In the Premier League, absolutely not. And that's where you also have to take comments about this current team this season. It's Championship we're talking about, not Premier League. Listen, we play that game against Stoke City in the Premier League, we would have lost that game 4-1. Easy. We would have lost that game 4-1. We could not play that way in the Premier League and come away with the 1-0 win. It wouldn't happen. So you do have to be mindful of it worked because we were playing against a real low confidence Stoke City team that couldn't finish. And that's what I was very confident of. Even when they got chances, I was thinking, I don't see them scoring. In the Premier League, you can't be that cocksure. So you have to say your things, but to the Championship. So Damar he's saying no, Pascal never again at left back. I think he could survive at left back in this division. I do. Premier League, nah, we ain't doing that again. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, Damar. Oh yeah, in this division, I'm all good with him, not in the Prem. No, I hear that. I hear that. Katrina here saying Connor Roberts has been very sharp and has made great goal involvements in a short time with us. Yeah, and you can see he's hungry to play, and not just hungry to play. He's got talent in this division. Let me make that clear. He's good in this division. So let's utilize him. Let's get the best out of him, and let's get the best out of Archie Gray, and that is in the midfield, people. Because once again, we talk about this division. We do not want to see Archie Gray right back in the Prem. No, no, no. Against Premier League wingers, it will be a wrap for Archie and it would kill him. It absolutely kill him. We've already seen him against more tricky wingers in this division, and there's not many. He's struggled. So we need to see him in his primary position going forward. And yes, right back works for him in this division, but midfield is where his future is. Yeah, and Matt here saying Mateo looks full of confidence and hungry for goals. He deserves a start. And yeah, This was one of the things here. Let me just get the yeah, Mateo Joseph here. Let me just say Mateo Joseph. We'll speak about that. Mateo was, Danny Farker was asked about him today. It didn't sound like he was going to start the next game. It might sound like it would be another cameo. And somebody earlier says they prefer Mateo Joseph to come off the bench. Well, he started against Chelsea and scored. Now, I'm not saying that's the barometer, and if he hadn't scored against Chelsea, then he'd never score. But I'm saying he is capable of starting games. And within a couple minutes of coming on in the game against Stoke, he did more in those couple minutes than Bamford did for 70 or 60, 70, whatever it was. And it just becomes that point where you can just see with Mateo Joseph, his movement, his intelligence with his runs, his pace, his strength, his holding up play. He's got all of that. And he's an instinctive finisher. I do believe we need to be using him more. Now, that's not to say Bamford needs to come out, because once again, I will give Bamford his credit. This calendar year, he's done well. Now, if you do need to get the ball to him because he's not running onto anything. The Peterborough goal aside, which was tremendous, still a brilliant goal to watch. He needs the ball at his feet in the box because he can't run. His first touch is not good. He doesn't get past a lot of players. So you need to provide the chances for him, and that's fine. But what I'm saying with Mateo Joseph, like somebody said in the match reaction, the goals that we got from Bamford, maybe with Mateo Joseph, we'd have got 2-3 more. We'll never know that. It's all, hypothetical stuff. But what I'm saying is Jorginho's looked a little leggy in the last couple. Maybe you leave Jorginho on the bench for this one. As hard as that is for me to think, but maybe you bring him on as a sub and start Bamford and Joseph. Give a different problem. Two strikers up front. I don't see it happening, but I'm saying there are different scenarios that we could do. Let's have a look. Ali saying, for me, that his football brain is already ahead of Bamford's. Give him game time and he'll get even better. Yeah, he's only going to get better with game time. And his ceiling for me is, it's not as it's. I'm not talking Archie Gray high, but if he is to get continuous game time in the way that he plays, who knows where he could go. But we're only going to know that if he gets more game time than just 10 minutes here and there. So, yeah, I do want to see Mateo Joseph start. I don't think it's going to happen, but he does need to get more game time, 100%. Matt here saying, what would some of our fan base do if Joseph if he starts misses big opportunities that cost us? They would cook him and would damage his confidence. Well, then in that case, Matt, he shouldn't be a professional footballer. It's as simple as that. It's not about that. Mateo Joseph knows what he is. He knows exactly the club he's at. He knows the expectations on the football club. If he didn't want that, he wouldn't have signed a new deal in January too. He knows all the pressures that come with playing for Leeds United. Even Daniel Farker today said about how emotional the fan base get, and that is correct. But these kind of things, Mateo Joseph would back himself to score the goals. He did it against Chelsea, and he's done it in little cameos where he's looked impressive. So if he's not ready for this kind of stuff, then he shouldn't be at this football club, and it is as simple as that. Let's have a look here. Ruben here. I have to get continuous sips of water. Please bear with me, people. Ruben saying, asking, I should say, can I ask what you think, KG? Do you think Farker's passive-aggressive comments about the schedule of matches have a negative impact on players in a sense of feeling sorry for themselves? No, I don't think so with this group, Ruben. I would have said about previous ones, 100%. If you're talking about our old squads, especially our Premier League, our second go-round of the Premier League, yes, they would have used it as excuses. I don't think that these will. But, another comment was about tiredness and, other teams playing the same games, Ipswich, Leicester, even Leicester going ahead in the FA Cup as well to another round. But we don't use as many players, but that is on the manager. If he's not using the squad to its full capabilities, that's a conversation we have to have at the end of the season. But up to this point, when you're seeing Ipswich coming back in the 90th minute and things like that, and there is something I want to put up about that. When you're seeing Ipswich keep on coming back, Southampton keep on coming back, it's because they do make a few changes, more changes than we do in fairness. But again, that's on the manager. And if it does hinder us in the long term, we will speak about that at the end of the season. We will have to. But at this point, we're all playing the same games. The schedule is not different for anybody else. We shouldn't be as tired as Ipswich or Leicester or Southampton. We should be doing more. But Again, is it the expectation on the football club? Is that more of a mental thing? We shall see. Maybe in the Sheffield Wednesday game, we'll look a bit fresher. Who knows? But we did look tired against Stoke. I will say that. Les here saying, Joseph will handle the pressure. He's young and play with no fear. Yeah. And thank you, Ruben. Yeah. Katrina here saying we have a 17-year-old playing every match and no one comments on that, and that's Archie Gray. Correct. Joseph should be given way more game time than he is getting. Exactly. Yeah. If some of these players are just different, some players can get crumbled by the pressure from outside. We've seen that with some of the players that are still here from the overhang of Bielsa era. But not everyone is built like that. Some of these players are just young and confident. Somerville being another one. People talk about he's been off form, but is Somerville hiding on the pitch, people? He's absolutely not hiding. There was a comment left as well the other day about Somerville not tracking back. That was a load of malarkey. He was literally, I think it was like the 86th minute, he was back defending, helping us out. Like he was back in the left back position, helping us out. People just like add stuff on where it doesn't exist. Somerville was tracking back. Yes, the goals and assists may have dried up a little bit, but Somerville isn't hiding. He will still continue to call for the ball. He will still try and dribble through about 10 people, and he will still shoot. These are different players than the ones we had previously. Yeah, Bobby, I can see the super chats get stored. Don't worry, you don't miss them anymore. Don't worry, Bobby, I got it. Bobby here saying another content creator said they wish Joseph never scored those goals against Chelsea, so we wouldn't have this debate about who should start madness. I mean, I'm not here to speak about other content creators. I'm in my own zone here. You know what I mean? I don't speak about other people, but listen, that's how it gets sometimes. That's how it gets. In order to further somebody else's agenda, you got to bring somebody else down. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Imagine not wanting Joseph to score goals. That's crazy. Because like I said in the match reaction, of the three strikers we've got, whether it's to not be good enough, not meshing with the manager stylistically, or being the most promising, the one that I want in the Prem out of the three is Joseph. Daniel Farker, Peru, that's just not going to work out quite clearly, no matter what they're saying. And Bamford, if we're relying on him as our number 9, let's not bother going up. Let's just leave it alone. Leave it to somebody else. But yeah, I can't comment on that. But yeah, that it's whatever, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's different levels, isn't there? Shazza talk about Ryan Edmondson. I mean, I was never convinced by him. So that's not even a like for like in terms of Mateo Joseph. The thing is, it's quite clear when you can see a ceiling for a player or see the potential and go, this guy could be the next guy up for us or one of them, because we'll need somebody else in addition to Mateo Joseph. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Joseph all the way. Okay, yeah, Matt though is saying, and in all fairness, and Matt, I will continue with his because he was more of a Bamford starter thing. 100% Joseph for the Premier League. I would never want to take Bamford back to the Prem, and I respect that, man. I respect that. At least you're not wearing the rose tinted glasses there. Let's have a look then. Okay, yeah, and this is something I wanted to point out, because we're all annoyed by Ipswich not going away. LUFC data pointed out, with their 6th win in a row, Ipswich Town now picked up 28 points from losing positions in the Championship this season. Resilience. There was even a comment in the last video that someone saying that they feel like the fix is in and that Ipswich are bound to go up. It's a conspiracy, crazy stuff. But yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it just shows you that they're not going away. But what I want to say is, as impressive as that is, that is impressive. But I'll show you this, and again, this is from LUFC data. In February, 5 matches, 5 won, none draw, none lost. 13 goals scored, 1 conceded. But when I give you that as our stats, people won't take that on board. You know what I mean? And I won't go to January's, which was probably as impressive. I'll go to the later one, and we've just come out of February. That's impressive stuff. But because it's us, there's always a trepidation in there. There's like yeah, but some of those games we did. No, we've won the 5. We've got them. The only blemish that we've got so far in 2024 is a draw against Huddersfield. It's not even a loss. But the way that some people are talking is like, we're going to just fall away now. Like, we were tired against Stoke. That means we're going to be tired for the rest of the season. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for one bit. So, you know, as much as we can marvel at Ipswich and say, well done for what you're doing, let's not take away from what's going on in house here, because what we've done overall is impressive. I mean, there's more numbers that LUFC data put up, but it doesn't mean much at the moment because we're third. So, and I go with that as well. It doesn't matter what's happened in previous years, whether this amount of points would give us first or second. It doesn't in this season, and that's the most important thing. But I'm saying I don't think the train's gone off the tracks. We won the last game. You'd never believe it though. We actually won the last game. So, we shall see. We shall see what's going on. Um, Yeah, I'm not sure what that person's trying to say there. Uh, okay, little note as well. I do want to share this though, which is pretty cool for Dan James. Dan James, again, courtesy of LUC data. Dan James has now got the same amount of goals and assists as Jorginho. Only Somerville has more for Leeds. So, but I mean, obviously, stylistically, you can see Jorginho is more of a creative force. I think that goes without saying. But credit to Dan James for pulling up the numbers, and I fully expect Dan James to start the next game. I think he's got the shirt back from Nanto. What say you? Do you believe that too? I think so. Um, oh, I see. J. Yeah, I laugh at stuff like that. It's cool. It's cool. Um, yeah. Ryan saying the stats on Dan James as well: 11 goals, 9 assists. He's made me eat my words this year. I was wrong about him, and like I say, with things like that, Ryan, it's cool to be wrong about stuff like that. I love to be proven wrong when I think someone's going to be not so good, and they turn out to be better. But I had a feeling that Dan James in this division is going to be a problem, and he has been. You saw against Stoke alone, whenever he got the ball, he was just burning past people. In this league, there's not a lot of quick players like that, and he can get past with a lot of his pace. And he's done brilliantly this season. He's even exceeded my expectation. So yeah. Quit arguing in the chat, man. What's going on here? What's going on? Deshaun wasn't a Dan James believer. I owe my boy a James jersey if he gets one more goal contribution. Yeah, I did tell you, man. You have to be careful with that. He's championship pedigree, man. Championship pedigree. Oh, oh man, a Bamford. The thing is, this is what I'm saying. There's a Bamford versus Joseph thing going off in the chat. And I've even suggested that they could play together against Sheffield Wednesday. It's just not good enough, is it? It's got to be one or the other. It's the way of the world, people. It's the way of the world. And he's been brilliant this year. Absolutely. So there's that. I just wanted to highlight Dan James. It was worth highlighting. Let me just get rid of what else have I got here. Okay, right. So let's get onto the game. So we're currently third. Sheffield Wednesday, although we have to scroll all the way down for them at second bottom. They are going in good form under their new coach. They're doing very, very well. 4 wins in a row. But again, this is the thing that's going to happen because Sheffield Wednesday have won 4 in a row. People would discount the form that we're in, just because they've won 4. We always seem to be, generally fans always seem to be scared of what the opposition are doing rather than what we're doing. Well, we haven't won 4 in a row, but we haven't lost in quite a long time, and that counts for something for me. Now, Sheffield Wednesday, it's not going to be an easy game. I think it's going to be even scrappier than the Stoke City game. Honestly, I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a tight affair, and I do think we're going to concede in this one. But I've got to back the players. I'm going to back the players. I'm going to back whoever's starting in this one. Hopefully, it's the right team. Hopefully, I'm going to back them and say, oh, no, Jamie. What we're not gonna do is call names, because I don't know what that is in your picture, but we don't want to start calling names, man. So just relax yourself. I won't time you out, but chill. All right, chill out. All right, chill. I don't play that. I know other people don't care about disrespect. You ain't gonna disrespect me on here. No chance. So yeah, we'll go with score predictions now, and I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Leeds win. I'm gonna go for a tight 2-1 Leeds win. What say you? Direct here saying 2-1 also. Lovely. Um, Ali here saying my concern, KG, is how fatigued we look. That's what's giving me a bad feeling about tomorrow night. It was one, okay, maybe 2 games. Huddersfield, we didn't look too good either. Okay, let's be real. But come on, let's see what we've got in the game tomorrow against Sheffield Wednesday, man. Let's see what we can do. 2-0 leads. Yep. Okay. Sean saying 3-0. By the way, their key player, who even their own fans are telling me about, Jan Paveda, he can't play against us. All right. He can't play. 2-0. Deshaun saying 3-0. Chris going for a 1-1. JSY going for 2-1 leads. Limey saying 3-0. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and that kind of sentence for me says it doesn't say everything, but if you're saying Paveda missing for them could be the difference, then we should be winning this game, people. You know, Jan Paveda shouldn't be the game breaker against Leeds United. I'm sorry, no way. And Barry Bannon's out for him. Barry Bannon's about 65 years old, people. 2-1 for Cloudy Bright. Wilf is saying 2-0. Michael Pollard, yeah, 2-1. Yeah. Ali saying 1-0 leads. Yeah, exactly, Sean. I'll go with that. We should be winning this game full stop, Paveda or no. Exactly. But like I say, it's not going to be easy. And it wouldn't surprise me as well, by the way, if we draw this game. If we lose, oh, that would be a hard pill to swallow, but anything's hard for me to swallow right now. Well, pause. But yeah. I mean, imagine that. I mean, yeah, in terms of where they are, Ali, you're probably right. He is their Jorginho. You know, I've heard nothing but good things. Trust me, I've heard nothing but good things about Paveda being at Wednesday during his time there. But I'm afraid that that doesn't do nothing for me. I know, man. Hey, listen, I said pardon self, man. Pardon self. All right. I heard it. I heard it once I said it, man. Allow me, please. Oh man, I need to get something from my throat, man. It's actually killing me. It's actually killing me. But I should either get a throat spray today or via Amazon get one tomorrow, and I should be okay, man. But I will be back as long as you can hear me. Okay, I hope that's all right. Jack leads to win 17-0. Imagine that, eh? But yeah, 2-0. And let's just have a look at everyone in the top four is playing away. So there's no home games this weekend for the top four. We're obviously away against Sheffield Wednesday. Ipswich are away at Cardiff. I mean, Cardiff, and yeah, I think Ipswich will probably win that one. Kiefer Moore against his former club, he'll probably fancy a bit of that. Leicester away against Hull City. That's going to be a tough one. Hull City are also one of the promotion chasers. And Southampton are at home. I tell a lie. My bad. Southampton are at home against Sunderland. So, a tricky fixture, but Sunderland have fallen a bit off, haven't they, in the last few games? But yeah. See, it's an interesting round of games. But again, as long as you get 3 points in your own, never mind what's going on everywhere else. Let that take care of itself once you get your win. But yeah, I think that is it. Let me just check. Oh no. Okay, hold on. There is one more thing just to quickly cover. Oh, getting through it, man. Getting through. Oh. Jim here. What do you think about Peru? He gets in the team to be a finisher. He's been off target a lot lately and he's slow running too many touches in midfield. I think you're trying to say not helping the team at the moment. Good player, but yeah, Jim, he's not a bad player. And I think anyone that says that he's a bad player it's becoming it's one of these things that is becoming into a bit of an agenda against Joel Perot. But I will say this, and I'll repeat it again: he's got 11 goals playing mostly in a position that he's not been comfortable with. He's been relearning a new position under Daniel Farke, and I think you can basically see that then it's not going to work long term. I do expect him to move at the end of the season. If Daniel Farke is here, I don't think they're going to stay together next season, regardless of what league we're in. But I think he's a good player, but I just don't think it's going to work out for him stylistically here. You can see he just looks uncomfortable and out of confidence, and that happens. I liken it a lot to, but obviously it was in the Premier League, but I liken it to Rodrigo under Bielsa. Rodrigo was known for playing off the left wing, sometimes up front, but Bielsa wanted to transfer him into this run around the dog, an excited dog in the middle of midfield player, and it didn't work, and Rodrigo looked trash because of it. But once he, Jesse Marsh give him more the stick, but he put him up front, and look at what we got out of Rodrigo. So I think it's just a case of it not really working stylistically for this manager, and I do expect him to move at the end of the season. Listen, I'm giving away, some end of the season stuff here, but I listen. he is due a goal. He is due, but he's playing on low confidence right now, and I think that's fairly, I think that's fair to say, right? I think that's fair to say. He doesn't look confident when he's out there. Even when he missed the chance the other day when him and Bamford were on the pitch, Bamford had to give him a little pep talk, just like stick with it. You know what I'm saying? He's low on confidence here, and he's had spells of that throughout the season, but he's still in double digits. So he needs to get his credit for that. Being the link up guy, being the guy that's in midfield, doesn't work for him. He's not that kind of player, and it's clear to see. Everyone can see it, but it is what it is. Yeah. And yeah, Les, I would say that as well. Peru is the whipping boy for some Leeds fans, but I'm glad he's in our squad than other teams. Yeah, if he's in a system that suits him, then he's got 11 goals in our system, playing the way he has. Imagine what he'd be doing somewhere else. But yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm with João Peru. I've got nothing against him, but I don't think we've seen the very best of him this season. I think that's fair to say. Um, yeah. Okay. God, guys. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, someone mentioned Antonucci there. Let me see. Ali here saying, unfortunately, he doesn't fit, but I like his attitude. And when we used to get excited when Antonucci got 10 goals in a season, remember how far we come. See, Antonucci, I think he's so unlucky that he missed Bielsa by, I think it was 2 years or something. I think Antonucci under Bielsa would have been a killer, because he was playing in a dog team. That team was horrendous. The teams Antonucci was playing in. So I did like Mirko Antonucci. I got to say, I thought I thought he'd have been much better in a better team. But it is. I'm having to do it, man. Water pauses. I just want to quickly touch on this though, because somebody asked me on Insta on that one about the Leicester thing. I mean, just going by the details, and Athletic here saying Leicester City remain at risk of a PNS rule breach despite an independent panel ruling the club do not have to submit a business plan to the EFL. And I'm going to say this: I'm fully on Leicester's side with this whole thing. They do not owe the EFL a business plan. All the losses that they had were in the Premier League. So why would it apply to the EFL? Now, the only way I would see that is if Leicester was, say, down in 12th and had no chance of getting promoted, and maybe they have to make a contingency plan for being in the Championship next season. But at this moment in time, Leicester City are going up. So if the ramifications are that they have to sell another player when they get to the Prem or whatever it may be, then they'll work it out there. But they don't owe the EFL anything. And the one thing that tells you that the EFL are wrong in this or are not in the right in this is that they're about to adjust their rules in the summer to make it more in line with the Premier League. So Leicester City haven't actually done anything wrong here in terms of the losses that they've made. It was more the Premier League thing. So of course we'd love an agenda and say Leicester City, throw the book at them, deduct them some points. But it would be like us if we had made those kind of losses over 3 years and all of a sudden we're down in the EFL and they're saying, what's your business plan? It's like, well, it's none of your business. It was in the Premier League, mate. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's where I am. That's where I am. No, listen, I know it sounds bad. People saying gargle some aspirin. Night nurse. Listen, I've had throat lozenges, but I'm gonna try a spray. I'm gonna go for a throat spray that's I've been recommended. I've swallowed honey. Man, I'm in bits, people. I'm in bits, but I'm persevering, aren't I? I'm persevering. Um, yeah, and Ali here. I hate the EFL. Nice to see Leicester sticking up their two fingers. Right, I'm 100% with Leicester on this. So I can't be a tribalist and say, yeah, throw the book at Leicester. I can't do it. You could tell they were suffering in the Premier League when they lost Kasper Schmeichel and didn't replace him. They went with two absolute garbage goalkeepers. So they were obviously in difficulty there. They've sold Harvey Barnes and James Maddison this season alone. So yeah, I would say leave them alone. Leave them alone. But whatever happens, we'll talk about it then. If they get some kind of penalty, we'll speak about it then. But in the interim, I'm with Leicester City on that one. But yeah, Deshaun, I've done it all, man. I've done it all. It's all mad. It's all mad. But hopefully, I sound a bit better tomorrow. And lastly, last super chat, and thank you so much, people, for joining me today. Ruben here saying also happy belated birthday, KG. Be blessed. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. and my voice is disappearing now. So I'm going to go now, people. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video if you haven't already. The link for the match reaction for tomorrow's game is in the description. So click the reminder, and if you can bear to listen to me tomorrow, we'll go together tomorrow. So yeah, people, I will see you tomorrow night, and hopefully we're celebrating another 3 points. Peace out. Be good.